What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades. Hope you guys had a good day today. Day was okay for me. Ending the day up right under $100, and not too many tickets here. I think I have about 26 tickets. So ending the day probably up $70 after fees and commissions, maybe $75 after fees and commissions. But anyway, guys, and you know what? By the way, on that note, that's the great thing about using conservative share size. At least here on my broker, on Lightspeed. I mean, I'm able to, it's basically a dollar a trade, anything under like 222 shares or something like that. So as you can see, and I never traded more than 200 shares today. So 26 tickets, basically a dollar a trade. That's $26. You got a few ECN fees to throw in there. Nothing too bad, but you know, we're looking at probably $70 after fees and commissions. So anyway, not too much to go through here. A lot of today just ended up being scalping type trades. We can go here on Netflix. I'll start by looking here, and we will look at the studies. Let me pull the studies up here. You can see here, Netflix took a little bit of a short right here. I should have waited for it to come down more, obviously, but got in and out real quick. Just this was just a quick $50 move. Actually, Netflix had bottomed and it was coming back up, and I put out an order to go short right here, 50 shares at 435, and just really quick, it flashed up. It got my order. Seconds passed by and filled me back. You can see here 9:45:07 and 9:45:39. So basically 30 seconds later, it had snapped back down here and I got filled. Made a quick $50, real quick $50 on the day there. So that was a nice little trade. And then as you can see over here, I went short again. Just a little bit of share size. I think I might have only taken 25, 50 shares maybe. I was planning on building a position up a little bit and then letting it drop, but it came back for the drop, and I went ahead and got out there. And then there was a little trade here, and I tell you what, I really should have let this run a little bit more. But you know what? 3 trades on Netflix, guys, made $70. I mean, didn't even cost me, basically a dollar a trade. You're looking at roughly what, $6 because in and out, $2 in and out, so $6. Not bad at all. And if we go over here to ZM, so ZM was making a move down, and I went ahead and got in here in anticipation of it breaking this low right here. And so I got in and just started piecing out, and of course it ended up snapping back, so I'm glad I got out of it. And then here I went short, took one trade just about break even, maybe made a little bit of profit on, and then took a little here. Just like I said, guys, a lot of scalping trades today, and you can tell there's a little nervousness here in my trades, just because I've been slapped in the face by the market a lot. And it's just it's one of those things where I just feel like I need to be extra careful right now. I'm taking extra conservative share size, and I'm taking my money off the table extra quickly. Okay, and I'm taking very safe entries as well, the safest possible entries that I can take. And as you can see here, I was right most of the time today. Most of the time I was right. AMD, I tried AMD several times. I got in, I got out, I got in, I got out, I got in, I got out, I got in, finally took some shares off and was just like, you know what, I'm done. So, that's really the only one that I was having a hard time getting a read on here today. And you can see it was all up in this area right here. And I'm glad I got out here, because this ended up coming all the way back up here to 58.50. Finally came here, but just didn't see much follow through. This was a lot of chop here. You can see this was a lot of chop until we got here, started breaking down. And even here, it chopped back, and we really didn't start getting the move until after 2 o'clock. There, we started getting the sell off. And why? Well, because the SPY was getting a sell off, so AMD and the rest of the market decided it wanted to sell off with it. And that's, again, guys, we've talked about this so many times. It's just the market we're in. But here's something interesting. I'll show you the SPY on the daily chart here. And I know there's a lot of lines here, but these are just levels that I've marked out. But I went ahead today and I drew 2 trend lines from this pivot point here on 2 possible areas. I drew the first one up through here, and I drew the second one to attach to these 2 candles, where these 2 candles had touched here. Well, as you can see, we are starting to break down off of this first trend line. And it's very possible that tomorrow we may come down to test these levels, and we may be getting a pullback. We may be getting a pullback. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. This may be a really good, solid pullback here, and this may end up being the pullback that we've been waiting for. As you can see, volume starting to die off. And these last several days, let me actually pull this up on a cleaner chart for you. I'll pull this up right here. I mean, look at this. You know, we've had a buy up, but this has just barely been like inching its way up, inching its way up. It's also getting rejection off of the 50-day moving average here. So we could be, you know, getting ready for a significant pullback. Okay. And I think that a pullback would be good for this market. You know, obviously we would all like to see a V-shaped recovery, but I think for bulls to have more confidence, I've said it before and I'll say it again, there needs to be a retesting of some of these levels. There just does. Now, does that mean we'll get the retest? No, it doesn't. Obviously, you know, I've been saying that since back here, and obviously the market has still continued to push up. So, you know, look, from an investment standpoint, I really can't say too much about it, right? But I do know this, you know, this market we're in right now, and especially with where the economy is, nothing is going to surprise me. Okay, and we just need to take it one day at a time. But it does look like we could get a healthy pullback here and finally, you know, start getting a pullback maybe to the 260s. And I think that would be needed. I think that would be good. And I think if we could curl around from there, it would definitely give bulls more confidence. And especially if this economy opens back up, it would definitely give bulls more confidence to, you know, push back up and make, you know, make some more highs here. I will say this, you know, oil today was just getting rocked. I had US oil up on my trading view chart, which I don't have access to right now. I had already closed out of there. And just to keep the video, you know, short and sweet and to the point today, you know, oil was just getting hammered. Okay, and so that could be, you know, have something to do with this. It'll be interesting to see what happens overnight, and obviously into the pre-market hours tomorrow morning. But guys, I really, there's not, you know, I don't think Excel is one that we really need to go through. I was actually looking at this in pre-market, and I was looking for a long, but you know, I don't do great on long trades. I actually got in here long, and I took a little of my shares off here, and then it started working its way out, and I got out here. So I ended up basically paying for that trade and maybe, I don't know, making $2, maybe having enough to go buy a corn dog or something like that. And then Roku, same thing. Roku was just one trade. I took it right here. I caught it for the pullback, and then I got out quickly. I should have left that, you know, let that open a little bit. But Roku's been having a lot of these pullbacks where they'll come all the way down like this, and then they'll shoot all the way back up to VWAP. And so I didn't want to chance it. I just, you know, just wanted to get in a quick scalp. I had my level set to further down here, but it just wasn't making the move. So I went ahead and got out. But you know what? I made $7. I paid $2 for the trade, maybe $2.20 with ECN fees and everything. $2, even if it's $2.50, I made $5 on Roku. Made enough to buy myself a Happy Meal. All right, so you know, it was worth it. It was worth it, right? You know, just being in a trade for literally like a minute and a half here, you can see just not bad at all. I'll take the $5, but guys, like I said, ending the day probably up, you know, $75 after fees and commissions. Going to be back here tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, consider joining us in the live stream. We stream live right here on the channel Monday through Friday, beginning roughly around 9 a.m. And consider liking and subscribing. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.